Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you see this. This is for my friend Queen Lene. Me and Aaron were talking about you today. I thought I'd do a video for you directly. Aaron was like, "Hey, Aries, Riri, have you found or seen your friend?" I said, "Well, which one?" He's like, "MySpace." I said, "Well, which one?" "The one's on your top friends list." I said, "I moved my friends list around again. I cut it down to 4. I said, "A couple of them pissed me off by telling me they're better than me." So I said, "The hell with them. Piss off." So I moved them down to 4, and I put Aaron as 4. And he said, "Oh, at least I'm on your list." He's like, "You're 6 or 5 or something on my list." And I said, He said, "The other one?" I said, "Oh, the other one lost their place because they pissed me off again. They're, the ones on my friends list, the ones that actually talk to me, and I classify them more friends. Well, as you know, you're number 2. My number 1 stays number 1 because she just kicks ass, Mom. She has no internet at the moment, Aaron. I said, "Well, which one? Is it number 1 or number 2? He goes, looks on MySpace. "Oh, it's your number 2. I said, Queen Lene. I said, "Yeah, she is very attractive and beautiful." And Aaron says, "Yeah, very attractive." So I thought I'd make this video for you. Make it about, 10 minutes. I'm getting ready to take this little pill bottle. This is an antidepressant, but my doctor gave it to me for sleep aid. Take one of these, I'm out like a light bulb, but it's past bedtime by 2 hours again. This is what happens when me and Aaron try to do scenarios for books. He's trying to write again. I try throwing scenarios out there of just different things, like skits and stuff too, and he does them, and we're getting bored of that, so that's what we've been doing. And he was asking about Queen Lene, and that's telling me, how cute you are, and etc. And he was talking about that one girl on my YouTube who's my friend too. It's on MySpace. So I was like, yeah, whatever. My other friend on YouTube, I think she's number 3. I says, "Yeah, the number 3 won't be watching these movies, so I don't have to worry." So I said, "Yeah, but this is for Queen Lene, And he says, "Oh, well, do one before bed." I said, "I will." I said, "I'm going to be doing typing tomorrow because it's Monday again for my blog, but I don't know. I'm getting to the point where I don't want to type anything at the moment. I'm a little tired." And it's nothing new. I mean, I gotta go, "Oh yeah, I'm going to the Honda dealer tomorrow to talk about little gas scooters and generators." Who cares? I told Aaron, me and Aaron were having trouble today. I did Aaron's 4 through 8. I was gonna do 4 through 9 about Aaron because he pissed me off. He was like, "Should we go to Texas or should we not?" And I said, "You're the one that wants to do it." Well, as you know, Queen Lene, I'm a pipe smoker, and there's this guy with COPD or whatever they call it for that lung disease, and his niece is his payee, and his niece like, "Well, no one should be smoking in the building. We need to make it non-smoking." So then we got this old lady, my neighbor, we call Grandma, and she's like, "I want a copy of the lease, the new copy." And I said, "You do that, that means we have to sign them, and that means there could be no smoking in the building." I said, "Fuck it." Manager and I had words. I said, "You put a thing that says no smoking, I will do challenging that one because it's unconstitutional unless it's a direct ban of smoking in apartments like Chicago. It ain't gonna fly with me." So Aaron and I were talking about Texas anyways because in Texas they don't take crap from no one, and frankly we like to smoke, and I'm not gonna have some bozo who's 200 feet from my apartment all the way at the other end. See, we have a hallway, and you gotta go around the hall and then around to the other hall and through these other corridors. We get to his area, but he's like, "Oh, yeah, I got COPD now. No one should smoke, no one should smoke." And his end, he's got the assistant manager who smokes like 20 cartons a month. Him and his wife combined, so he's like, yeah. And then there's this drugs guy uses crack and meth and cocaine and whatever else, and he's like, yeah, he smokes too, so it causes him trouble. Well, it's like, so anyways, Queen Lene, cut the story short on this, his niece is trying to get non-smoking for him, and that means if it goes non-smoking, building goes non-smoking the other, and the manager is a smoker. Now, I know you said you like your herb. That would be banned too in this building. So, as you know now, since you saw some of my videos, I do have a temper at times, and the doctor is positively going to probably give me the prescription for the herb, and he knows exactly where to go, and Aaron knows how to find some good herb anyways, so. And then I got a referral from a couple of doctors that emailed, and they were like, well, we gotta go back to work tomorrow, but you should look into Medicare, because several people in Medicare, I'm disabled, as you should know, because of my disabilities and stuff, alcohol syndrome, that several patients on Medicare had their transition paid for, facial surgery and everything else, and some Medicaid patients too, and they were giving states and who was doing it. So I wrote back, I'm not interested. I said, frankly, I'm not going to go dig up a 25 million foot hole just to find out every piece of information, how to go about getting it done. You know, I mean, I already told you I'm going through Thailand, and Aaron said, well, you shouldn't go through Thailand if you don't want to. And I said, well, I want to go through Thailand. You know, it doesn't matter. And, well, what Aaron said is, I should if I want to, or I shouldn't. It just depends. But as I told you, I am financially hard. I mean, it's not like someone's going to come to me and help me out. You know, Aaron wants to make pipes to pay for me to go to Thailand, which is sweet. But, otherwise, it's my only chance is Thailand. It's a real option. But everywhere else, it's not an option. You know, I can't go to an American doctor because they want too much. $25,000 or more dollars. I don't have that kind of money. I could just end up dead anyway. So if I go through Thailand, you know, I have my faith in Thailand and I have my faith in God. So, you know how that goes. But I'm not going to, you know, it's like I told Aaron, it's either playing Russian roulette or, you know, not playing Russian roulette. I'd rather flip a coin and go to Thailand than not to. So, but anyways, Aaron was like, oh, well, you should, like I said, make a video for you. So I do. If it gets into a two-parter, well, it's because of ramblings. That's me. I ramble. So anyways, I ramble about that story. As you can see, I am getting tired. Just, you know, like I said about the blog, I was planning to do one tomorrow, but it depends on two options. I mean, tomorrow I gotta go find out about getting a gallon of milk, which hopefully I can get a gallon of milk. I got plenty of sugar now. I just need milk and air conditioner. So, but tomorrow's gonna be simple, like I said. I'm getting up late again, probably around 2. I'm not going to shower tomorrow because I'm out of clothes, so I'm just going to freshen up, throw some deodorant on, throw on some clothes, hoo-ha, and, you know, live like a cowgirl, not cowboy, but live like a cowgirl, and get my clothes done when I get out of bed. Aaron just went to bed, so it's almost 5 in the morning. We were conversing about religion, and I'll get to that since I guess I'm going to have to do a two-parter. Because I am wanting to tell you how I'm doing and what we're conversing. I might find some stuff interesting, other stuff boring. But, you know, we were just sitting there conversing for a long while about transgendered issues, YouTube movies. You know, I said, you know, most of my videos no one watches anyways. When they do, they always rated it crappy. He's like, well, that's because you speak the truth, and people don't like hearing the truth, you know. So, I'll get to that in the next video, so let me make it and upload this, alright? So, this one's for you, Queen Lene.